Beautiful boxing fans. So yesterday, I actually listened to the live stream of one of Bud Crawford's teammates, and you can say coaches. A man's name is Bernie. I believe his name is like his full name. I don't know if it's like the nickname or what. It's called Bernie the Boxer. And it's someone who is, let's just say that is very outspoken when it comes to talking about Bud Crawford, his teammate, his childhood friend, I believe. Now, Bernie the Boxer, in his live show yesterday, the man said something very interesting, and I immediately was like, I know exactly what he's talking about. He said that me and Crawford and the team were watching Canelo versus Munguia yesterday, and listen, Munguia was hurting Canelo to the body. What did I say a few days ago? I posted a video and I said that let me tell you what I exactly said. I said, I have never watched as much tape as I have in the last 3 weeks than I have in my entire life. I've literally watched every single Canelo fight available on YouTube multiple times, and I've watched every single Bud Crawford fight available on YouTube a few times. But there's something about that Jaime Munguia fight. There's something about that Jaime Munguia fight. I mean, listen, every day, every morning, where I didn't run outside and I did my cardio indoor on the bike, I put that Munguia fight on. I literally watched that Munguia fight probably 10 times in the last 2 weeks. And every single time I watched that fight, I saw something new. And you know what's crazy? Out of all Canelo's last few fights, that was the only fight that Canelo had a rematch clause in. And listen, for some reason, and I'm going to tell you why, it's one of my favorite fights ever. Even though it wasn't like the craziest fight, it wasn't, but there's something about that fight. It was so competitive. More competitive than what you realize. Just watch that fight on mute and look at Eddie Reynoso. Eddie Reynoso told Canelo in the last round, go win this fight. This is your fight. He didn't tell him, oh, you're winning the fight. This is an easy win. He told him, go win this fight. This is your fight to win. And Canelo took a deep breath and he was like, okay. And he exploded on Munguia in the first minute. And even Munguia tried to, listen, that fight is so underrated. Just go back and watch it on mute. Munguia, I'm going to be honest. Look, I said this once, I said it twice, I said it a countless times. Canelo and Crawford are the two greatest fighters my eyes ever saw, based on all the tape that I have watched. I will keep saying this phrase until the day they both retire, and even after they retire. Canelo and Bud are the two greatest fighters my eyes ever saw. It's because of what they do, the small things they do in adversity, the small things they do to adjust. Let me tell you this. That Munguia fight, I know what Bernie is talking about. Munguia hurt Canelo to the body in that fight few times. But Canelo is so tough. He's so experienced. His poker face is unbelievable. His chin is unbelievable. But go back and watch that fight. I love that fight. The theme of it. All out, and listen, all out Mexican shootout. And listen, Munguia came to take Canelo's head off in the fight. Actually, the reason why I respect Munguia is because out of all Canelo's last few opponents, he's the only one who stuck to his style and met Canelo. And he's the one who had the most success. You know, Berlanga didn't fight the way that he used to fight. Charlo ran for his life, Berlanga ran for his life, Skull ran for his life. But one guy didn't run. And it was the most inexperienced guy. And it was the youngest guy out of all of them. And it was the only Mexican guy. The guy with Mexican blood. I mean, listen. I'm also going to be honest. Munguia, he's one of my favorite fighters also, but the man tested positive for an anabolic steroid. Injectable. So, shame on you, Munguia. And I think now we know why Munguia came out like a man possessed in that fight. And let me tell you, Canelo, after the third round in that fight, look at his facial expression in the corner. Canelo was like, what the hell is this? And you know, listen, Munguia. So many things about that fight I can talk about. I'm gonna make a video, probably tomorrow. I'm gonna make a video talking about just purely the Munguia fight. So many things Canelo did well in that fight that I have never seen Canelo do. Why? Because Canelo never had to pull out those tricks. Because Canelo never fought a Mexican fighter who's younger and bigger and hungrier and who had the ignorant bliss that Munguia had. Munguia fought like he was on crack. I kid you not. Listen, I kid you not. I have never watched a Canelo fight more than the Munguia fight. And I have never watched a Crawford fight more than the Crawford versus Spence fight. And every time I watch both fights, my respect grows for both men, and I see small things that both men did that made me go like, oh my God. That's why you're one of the GOATs. And that Munguia fight, I promise you. Just go back and watch that fight. That fight was crazy. But the commentators are like disgusting, to be honest. The DAZN commentators and the PBC, they gave Munguia zero credit. They literally, like, if you go back and watch the fight, you see like that slow motion clip of Munguia catching Canelo and like literally moving his jaw to like that's like Munguia caught Canelo with some bombs. But Canelo's chin is so unbelievable, and the way that he sees shots. But I'll tell you the things that Munguia did well that made him catch Canelo flush is that Munguia, he didn't throw like when he was throwing like 4 to 5 punches, he didn't throw the first 2 punches to land, but he was throwing the first 2 or 3 punches for him to land the 4th or 5th. And who told him to do that? Freddie Roach, one of the most experienced coaches of all time. Why? Because Freddie Roach in the press conference before the fight, he said that that's what Bivol did. He said that when Bivol threw 5-6 punch combinations, he threw the first 3 or 4 punches not to land them, but to land the last 1 or 2. And listen, Jaime Munguia gave it his all that night. And listen, I'm telling you, if Canelo was in his prime, he would have knocked out Munguia in 6 rounds. But because Canelo is so good and he is like slowing down a bit, he's still so good that he can beat all these young guys, all these young punishing punchers. And this says a lot about Canelo's greatness. Because I promise you, yes, Munguia is not the most technical fighter in the world, but his style and his mindset, alongside what he had in his system, that crack or rocket fuel or juice or whatever he was on. Even actually Joe Goosen, and I absolutely despise Joe Goosen's commentary. He just want to prove, every time Joe Goosen commentates, he just wants to prove Abner Mares wrong. It's like the man has a small man syndrome, you know, the man never fought a day in his life, and Abner Mares, the former world champion, and you're out here trying to sun Abner Mares in the commentary. Like, Joe Goosen, please get him off the commentary booth. Please. Please, guys. Please, please, please. And the guy needs to stop going to the tanning salon. The guy is nearly 80. I actually hate to disrespect anyone, but Joe Goosen needs to go. He needs to go and stay in the gym coaching because his commentary is horrible. But that night he actually said something. He was like, I have never seen Munguia this fast. I have never seen Munguia this strong and this sharp. And listen, even though I despise Joe Goosen's commentary because he keeps like disrespecting the former fighter, like literally everything that Abner Mares said in the Berlanga fight and in the Munguia fight, Goosen came out and was like, no, I don't agree. Like, what are you talking about? Like, please relax. Like, just relax. Do your part. You're supposed to commentate. You're not supposed to keep jumping on what Abner stakes. But nonetheless, getting back to the main point, When I heard Bernie the boxer say that we were watching, me and Crawford and the team were watching Munguia hurt Canelo to the body multiple times, I know exactly what he's talking about. And listen, this is one of the main things that Crawford will do in this fight, I promise you. Mark my words and you will see it on fight night. That stab to the body. When Canelo was in the lighter weight classes, he was faster. Now he's more powerful. But when he was faster, he used to even roll with body punches. But now Canelo is so dense, and especially like his lower body is so dense that he doesn't really roll with body shots. Go watch his Angulo fight and go watch his Chavez fight, Chavez Jr. He was literally rolling with body shots. But now he just takes body shots. And when you stab him to the body, and you can make him reset. And Munguia, that was his most successful attribute. He kept resetting Canelo by stabbing him to the body and going up top. And Crawford will look to do that. But will he find success? Of course he will. But will he win? Will he win? That's another story. We're about to find out. And like I said, I'm gonna make a separate video about this Munguia fight. Go back and watch it. And it's one of the best fights you will ever see.